It's time for New Palestine Dragons basketball on newpalradio.com. Today's game is brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best in Sight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Now let's head courtside for all of tonight's play-by-play.
New Palestine Dragons basketball is on the air. From courtside at New Palestine High School, it's time for tonight's game between the New Palestine Dragons and the Beech Grove Hornets to open the 2020-2021 boys basketball season. Along with Jarrett Lewis, I am Andrew Smith. Looking forward to bringing you this matchup of defending conference champions. The Dragons, the HHC champions from a year ago. The Hornets won the Indiana Crossroads Conference title. And Jarrett, the last time we saw this New Palestine team, we were at the Muncie Fieldhouse seeing these guys cut the nets down to win their second consecutive sectional title. Of course, they did not get a chance to play in the regional due to COVID, but it's been a long 8 months, but here we are, and it's time for a new season. And one thing, this New Palestine team, it's a much different look. Obviously, Maximus Gizzi, Dawson Eastis, Eric Raudebush have graduated, but still some really solid basketball players and a good young nucleus for Coach Trent Whitaker to build around.
In a crazy 2020 year, there's a lot of newness with this New Palestine squad. We mentioned pregame, the look of the gymnasium, new painted walls, new basketball floor. So that is a few of the new things to go along with this team. But, yeah, you graduate 3 starters from last year, Gizzi, Eastis, and Raudebush. You're going to have a lot of guys stepping in from the JV squad and guys who got not as many minutes last year, going to have to step up and try to get a good first output here in Game 1 of this 2020 campaign. And I was there for the semifinal game last year calling this game, and then you had the sectional championship. What a game that was to finish out the season. Who knows how far this team could have gone, but now it was a long layoff, and now we're getting ready to see what this 2020 campaign's all about. And
when you have so much youth, obviously you look to the guys who have experience, and for this New Palestine team, it's Steele Brassfield, 6'5" junior. He only hit the game-winning shot in the sectional last year, a 3 out of the corner that rattled home in the final minute to give the Dragons a 54-51 lead in a game they eventually won 54-53. And then Matt Brown, 6'4" center and a senior, averages 4 rebounds a game. He's headed to Air Force to play football, but he's a guy, multi-sport athlete, who just brings you a lot of strength around the basket, and those are going to be 2 guys that Trent Whitaker is going to have to lean on, especially early in the year as the other guys get kind of acclimated to varsity basketball.
It seems like a lot of these guys that we mentioned, guys we mentioned last year, guys we're going to mention this year, multi-sport athletes. They're just super competitive. They're athletic, and they're not necessarily great basketball players, but they're great athletes, and they're going to do the dirty things for you like Matthew Brown will. He's going to try and control the lane, get those offensive rebounds, give second chance opportunities for his offense, and then also you got Steele Brassfield, a guy that you never want to leave open, and if he's going to start making threes, then you're going to want to shut that down if you're Beech Grove. You don't want him to get hot. So, yeah, those are the 2 guys that we're going to be looking towards, those 2 returning starters from last year in this game here tonight.
Now, one player that would normally be a returning starter, not available tonight, is Blaine Nunnally, starting point guard last season, started 17 games. He's unavailable this evening, but he will be a key cog for this team going forward as well. And one thing you mentioned, multi-sport athletes. Luke Burgess has had a couple of really good years playing varsity football since he was a freshman. Damon Hockett had a really good year on the JV last year, really good fall on the gridiron. And you were a multi-sport athlete, football player at Eastern Hancock, played basketball as well. And what is that transition like? First of all, just how important is it, even though it's in a different sport, to get that varsity experience to just kind of be able to transition into basketball?
Well, it's a weird transition, first of all. It's a quick one, too, because you get out of football and you're immediately focused on the next sport. And, of course, your varsity coach for the next sport is patiently waiting for you to come and do the workouts and get ready for that basketball season. So it's quite the quick transition. And so for these multi-sport athletes, it's very key that they, following the football season, that they take the proper rest, and then you get into a slow preparation for the upcoming season. You don't want to overdo it, of course. You don't want to be doing basketball workouts just right off the bat, right after football season ends. So, with those guys, you hope that they took the proper preparation and that they're ready for this first basketball game.
Beech Grove was 16-7 last year. This is also their opener. Mike Renfro, the head coach, in his third year taking over for the late Matt English, who they have continued the legacy that he really started, and the we before me culture, and it has really taken a hold. Mike Renfro has taken over this program and continued the success that they had on and off the court under Matt English, who is a good friend to many, and including many of us here in New Palestine. And they've got a couple of guys in the backcourt. Gavin Mitchell is a 6'4 senior. He averaged 9.9 a game last year. Jaden Curry, a 6'1 senior, averaged 10 points a game last year. And kind of like New Palestine, this is a very young Beech Grove team. They have those two cornerstones, though, to build around, as then they've got a number of other players. A sophomore, Jeremiah Alexander, will start, and then a couple of players who are seniors that come up from the JV on their front line. And just looking at the eye test here, this Beech Grove team has some size up front. That's some length that the Dragons will have to deal with.
And also some pretty good guard play.
Yeah.
And I think the name of the game typically for New Palestine is you have some good guard play. Of course, Maximus Gizzi leading the way with that last year, able to drive, do things on his own, and also kick it out to a guy like Eric Raudebusch. So I think a good matchup tonight will be looking at how these guards compare to each other throughout the game. And, what a first matchup, first of all, to open up the season. A really good Beech Grove team, and head coach Mike Renfro in his third year, 34-15, quite the record, and a good season for them last year. They've had consecutive winning seasons for quite some time now. So they have a pretty good culture with Beech Grove basketball. And
that's something that we saw last year when these two teams met. It was one of the really good games of the year. New Palestine won a 65-64 thriller. Came down to Dawson Eastis hitting a late shot to give the Dragons the lead, and then a defensive stop over at Beech Grove in February. Looking forward to another good one tonight. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and get you ready for tip-off. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
It's about time for tip-off between the New Palestine Dragons and the Beech Grove Hornets. Let's give you the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Dragons, under the tutelage of 6th-year head coach Trent Whitaker. The front line, Kyle Bastian, a 6'3" senior, and Steele Brassfield, a 6'5" junior who averaged 6.7 points a game last year. Matt Brown is the man in the middle. He is a 6'4" senior, averaged 4.1 points and 4.3 rebounds a game last season. The backcourt, Eli Stevens, a 6'1" senior, and Damon Hockett, a 6'3" junior. For Beech Grove, they'll look like this. The front line, Edward Taylor, a 6'3" senior, and Jordan Murphy, a 6'5" senior. The backcourt, a 3-guard lineup for Coach Mike Renfro. Jeremiah Alexander is a 6'3" sophomore. Gavin Mitchell, a 6'4" senior, averaged 9.9 points last season. And Jaden Curry, a 6'1" senior, averaged 10 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game. Our officials for tonight's game, a veteran crew, Scott West, Tim Cartwright, and Gary Hamilton. The Dragons will be moving from left to right as you envision this court in your mind's eye, wearing the white uniforms with red numbers trimmed in black. Beech Grove in the black uniforms with orange letters and numbers trimmed in white. Kyle Bastian heads into the center jump circle for the Dragons. Jordan Murphy to do the honors for the Hornets. Scott West has the ball in his hand. It's in the air, and the 2020-21 basketball season is underway. The Hornets win the tip, and Jaden Curry will start with the basketball in the high circle. Dragons in a man-to-man defense to start. Feeds Alexander on the left wing. Back to Curry in the high circle as Beech Grove sets its half-court offense. Tries the right side to Murphy. The drive to the baseline, spin, put up a fall-away shot over Bastian. It won't go. And Kyle Bastian has the rebound for the Dragons. They'll push it up the other way. Eli Stevens feeds Matt Brown. Left block. One dribble. Puts up a shot. Scores and draws the foul. Matt Brown with a three-point play opportunity 33 seconds into the season. Good transition offense for the Dragons, Jarrett.
Yeah, well, they got the ball. They pushed it up, and I looked down for a second, and all of a sudden Matthew Brown has the basketball underneath, and he puts it in. So really quick, nice transition there from the Dragons to open up the scoring.
Edward Taylor commits the foul, and Brown completes the three-point play. And so the Dragons lead at 3-0. Beech Grove in possession. Mitchell over to the left side to Jaden Curry. Feeds to the top of the key for a three-point attempt from Jeremiah Alexander that is strong. And the rebound pulled out of there by Damon Hockett. He looks to roar the other way. Pitches to the trailer. Bastian, who loses the handle. It's kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons. Good active hands there by Gavin Mitchell of Beech Grove.
Yeah, I was just about to say Beech Grove really trying to get up in the grill of these New Pal players, trying to get real handsy for some deflections.
Dragons spreading the floor. Beech Grove in a man-to-man defense. Steele Brassfield leaves it for Damon Hockett, who will bring it to the right side to Stevens. He'll work it through Brown to Brassfield on the left side. Send cutters into the lane. Ball's knocked free, but Brassfield gets it back. Works it through Hockett to the right side. Eli Stevens wants three. It's around and no good. And the rebound pulled out of there by Beech Grove's Edward Taylor. Quickly, the Hornets bring it the other way. Dragons lead at 3-0. We've played 85 seconds. Jaden Curry directing traffic from the left wing. Feeds Jeremiah Alexander at the top of the key. Takes one dribble, launches a three. It's off the front of the rim, no good. And the rebound lands in Brassfield's hands, but he threw it away. It was picked off by Jeremiah Alexander, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Beech Grove. And one thing, the Dragons were trying to spring Stevens on a breakaway, but pass didn't have enough mustard on it and was picked off by the Hornets.
Well, Brassfield was the one that triggered it, and I think he was looking for a foul, maybe a push from behind. No call there from the referees.
18-footer from Mitchell hits the front of the rim, no good. Dragons with the rebound. Eli Stevens with the board. He has the basketball on the right wing. Feeds into the corner for a catch-and-shoot three from Bastian that's a little strong. And the rebound comes back to the strong side and is plucked out of there by Alexander of Beech Grove. They race it the other way. Baseline drive blocked from behind by Kyle Bastian, but recovered by Taylor of Beech Grove. Out top for Curry. Jaden Curry with a jab step and launches a three and hits it.
Well, that's the third time now where Beech Grove has had the player with the basketball kind of is in an isolation mode, And the third time's a charm because that's finally the time they're able to knock down a three.
Beech Grove in a full court pressure. Curry knocks the ball free from Damon Hockett. It goes out of bounds. The Dragons will inbound. 5:39 to go.
Now we see this full court pressure applied by the Hornets.
We're tied at 3. Hockett gets it in to Eli Stevens, and he'll push it across the timeline to Bastion. Hooks it top of the key to Hockett, splits a double team, gets into the lane, leaves it for Matt Brown, who lays it up and in off the window. Brown's got all 5 of the Dragons' points. They lead it by 2.
Easy offense there by Hockett, able to beat his man, and then the defense draws towards him. He just dumps it down to Brown on the block.
Curry feeds to the left side, driving inside is Taylor. It's knocked free, but comes back to Beech Grove. Curry, high right, guarded by Hockett. Uses the screen, gets to the free throw line, cut off, leaves it for Gavin Mitchell on the left wing. Into the corner, and now they'll bounce it to Taylor. Mid-post, drives inside, puts up a runner and scores. Edward Taylor with his first 2 ties the game up at 5.
Pretty nice move by Taylor, and you could see it in his eyes. He looked confident. He wanted that ball given to him, and he got it, able to just make his way around Matthew Brown.
And Beech Grove very aggressive with its press, and Eli Stevens was trying to bring it across midcourt and was bumped by Jeremiah Alexander. That's his first, second on the Hornets.
And head coach Mike Renfro was liking the press. He was thinking 10 seconds was almost going to be called. And then New Pal able to draw that foul.
Damon Hockett will start the offense. He'll work it through Brown to Brassfield left side. Feeds Stevens cutting in, lost the handle, and tried to save it inbounds and could not. He threw it off the feet of Scott West, the official, and then out of bounds. Second turnover for the Dragons. 4.5 to go. First quarter, we're tied at 5. Beech Grove in possession. Gavin Mitchell with it right wing. Feeds Alexander between the circles. Back to the right side. Curry catch and shoot 3, and he drains it. Jaden Curry coming off a screen. Hits his second 3 of the game, and Beech Grove leads at 8-5.
Yeah, Curry gave the ball up, and he immediately cut towards the basket, but then he cuts back. He got a screen away from the ball, and plenty of space to make the 3.
Dragons break the press. Brassfield misses a runner from 14 and then can't corral the offensive rebound. It goes out of bounds to Beech Grove. So Jaden Curry with 6 points for the Hornets. Matt Brown has all 5 of the Dragons' points. Beech Grove leads it by 3 as we click past the midway point of the first quarter. Curry bounce pass to the right side to Gavin Mitchell. Back out to Jeremiah Alexander. He'll take one dribble to the left, feed Curry in the left corner. Brown steps out on him. Curry uses the screen. Hockett switches onto him as he clears it for Murphy. In the semicircle, drives the right side, has his shot recycled by Steele Brassfield. Brown collects the loose ball to Brassfield, feeds underneath to Hockett, who puts it up and in from under the hoop with the right hand. Damon Hockett draws the Dragons within 1 with a nice fast break.
Well, that's a beautiful fast break started by Brassfield. He's able to just use his eyes, kind of move the defenders around, and then Hockett was cutting right down the lane for the easy layup.
And the Hornets try to work it inside to Edward Taylor, but he fumbled it out of bounds. It'll be Beech Grove's first turnover as possession will go to the Dragons. Couple substitutions. C.J. Oliver and Luke Burgess check in, replacing Matt Brown and Eli Stevens. Oliver, a 5'10 senior, and Burgess, a 6'8 sophomore.
Yeah, let's see how much this offense changes now with Burgess in. There's a whole lot more height on the floor.
They feed it right to him, and he lays it up and in. Dragons break the press, and Burgess was wide open under the basket for the easy lay, and New Palestine leads it 9-8.
Well, I guess that's how they'll do it. They'll break the press just like that, and Burgess is in for 5 seconds, and he gets 2 points.
Gavin Mitchell drives, teardrop runner in the middle of the lane goes down, and Beech Grove retakes the lead at 10-9. Full court pressure for Beech Grove. Brassfield in the backcourt. Skies it forward to C.J. Oliver on the right wing. Leaves it for Bastion, hooks it over now to Brassfield for 3. It's a little strong from the top of the key. Rebound knocked free, but collected by Cameron Brown, who has checked into the game for Beech Grove. Quickly, they push it up the floor, driving the right side and leaving a layup short as Gavin Mitchell. Dragons with the rebound. Brassfield in possession. Pushes it to Hockett, left block. Sizes up his man, can't get the shot to go. Good defense here by Gavin Mitchell, and there's some contact on the rebound and a foul on New Palestine. That'll be Hockett's first, and the first on the team.
Just that first foul. We've almost played 6 minutes in this first quarter. Good defense by both squads. 3 total fouls between the two.
Substitution for Beech Grove as Damon Tompkins has checked into the game and has the basketball. Clears it to Rylan Horan, who drives. Burgess may have altered the shot. Horan leaves it short, and Burgess tips the rebound to Brassfield. Long pass ahead to Bastion. Goes block to Hockett. He's in a double team. Tries to find his way free. Can't get the shot to go down. And the rebound cleared by Jaden Curry of Beech Grove. They push it quickly the other way to Cameron Brown. Stops in the left wing. Finds an open Gavin Mitchell, who launches and drains a three out of the left corner.
Just not getting back quick enough. And Beech Grove, they were ready out of that rebound to try and make something happen quick. They do. Mitchell wide open in the corner for three.
5 straight for the Hornets. They lead at 13-9. Dragons break the press. Oliver underneath the Burgess. Spin move in the lane. It's knocked free and stolen by Curry. Hornets with possession and a 4-point lead. Curry over to the right side. Catch and shoot three from Gavin Mitchell. He's hit 2 in a row. And Beech Grove suddenly leads at 16-9. 8 points in 3 possessions.
That's a really quick 6 points, all coming from Mitchell. And it's the same on back-to-back possessions. New Palestine, miscommunication, nobody picking up Mitchell.
Brassfield finds Hockett to Oliver. Makes this man miss. Drives the baseline. Can't get the runner to go. And Cameron Brown has the rebound for Beech Grove. Dragons are getting good looks, just can't get him to go down. Tompkins feeds now to Curry in the corner. He wants 3. Off the back of the rim, no good, and C.J. Oliver has the rebound for New Palestine. 47 seconds to go in the first quarter. Steele Brassfield will slow things down as he crosses midcourt and hands off to Damon Hockett. Again, the Dragons playing without their point guard, Blaine Nunnally, tonight. So Hockett feeds underneath to Burgess, puts it off the deck, off the glass. He can't get the shot to go as he was fouled on the way up. He'll shoot a pair. The foul on Beech Grove is on Rylan Horan, their 6'5 sophomore. That's his first, just the third on the Hornets.
Hockett running the point on that play, had his option, going right or left. A screen on both sides. He chose Burgess, and Burgess on the roll. Nice find by Hockett. Unfortunately, the first free throw doesn't go down.
It's off the back of the rim. A couple substitutions. Eli Stevens back into the game. And Jarrett Whitaker also checks in for the first time for New Palestine. He's a 6'1 junior. Jaleel Edwards makes his first appearance in the Hornets lineup. Burgess misses both free throws. As that second one rim no good. Cameron Brown has another rebound for the Hornets. Curry clears to Brown in the high circle. Over to the right side to Edwards on the wing. Takes one dribble, works it through Horan, now to Curry on the left wing. He'll call for a screen with 18 seconds to go. Backs it out high left, Hockett guarding him. They switch as Curry tries to drive the baseline. He's hand-checked by Eli Stevens trying to turn the corner. Stevens' first foul, second on the Dragons. So Beech Grove will inbound under the, more in the corner on the left side. 12.3 seconds to go in what has been a fruitful first quarter for them. They lob it inside. Horan can't get the tip to go. The rebound tracked down by the Hornets. Brown launches a three. It's too strong. Hockett with the rebound with 5. Crosses midcourt. Pulls up from 18 and he traveled. He shuffled his feet launching the shot, and he made the shot too, but it doesn't count.
It was an awkward looking travel, but it was one. And yeah, what makes it worse, he knocks the shot down.
Three-quarter court shot is short. It would not have counted anyway, as anything inside of 0.3 of a second has to be a tip. Beech Grove finishes the quarter on an 8-0 run. They lead the New Palestine Dragons 16-9, 8 minutes in. We'll take a break, come back right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our 2 doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith. New Palestine starts the second quarter with possession, trailing Beech Grove 16-9. Steele Brassfield on the bounce on the left side. Tries to head fake his man, launches an 18-footer off the dribble and knocks it down. Steals first 2 points of the night and of the season, and that stops an 8-0 Beech Grove run and brings the Dragons within 5.
Brassfield looked really confident on that possession. That was just the Steele Brassfield possession. Get the ball to him, makes 1 or 2 dribble moves, and able to create enough space just inside the arc to knock down the shot.
Beech Grove with possession. Edwards feeds Curry on the left wing. Brassfield steps out on him. Curry pick and pop with Cameron Brown, who catches, shoots, and knocks down a 3. 5th triple of the game for Beech Grove. They lead at 19-11.
Yeah, these three-pointers are just falling right now for Beech Grove. That's the name of the game on offense for them.
Dragons break the press. They find Steele Brassfield under the basket, too far under, and then he lost the handle, and it's picked off by the Hornets. Beech Grove leading by 8 with the basketball. Jaden Curry out at the volleyball line, directing traffic, and now feeds a curl into the lane. Rylan Horan drives a little too strong with the left hand, and Eli Stevens has the rebound for the Dragons. Steele Brassfield has it high left, feeds underneath to Matt Brown, who had Horan posted up, and Horan tried to come through Brown's back, and that is his 2nd foul. Just the 4th on the Hornets. It's a veteran officiating crew, and they're somewhat well known for letting them play unless the foul is a clear and obvious one, yes. And
that one not so much, but
displaced him, I guess, enough
yes.
to get the call. So, and Jordan Murphy is going to check in for Beech Grove, and like there was a little bit of confusion at the scorer's table that has been sorted out. He'll replace Horan, who sits with 2 fouls. Damon Hawken inbounds to Steele Brassfield. Shot from the left side of the lane from about 10 feet goes down. Steele's got the last 4 points for the Dragons. They trail it by 6.
And that was good defense by Beech Grove. I think they were anticipating that move by Steele anyways, but just with Steele's height, he's able just to rise over anybody and knock down the shot.
Jaleel Edwards shoots. His shot was partially blocked, but comes right to Damon Tompkins, who tries a putback. It doesn't go, but he's fouled. Jarrett Whitaker fouled him. That's his first. So the 3rd on the Dragons. Damon Tompkins to the line. A year ago, he was 1 for 2 in varsity games. He's a 5'10 junior, and leaves that one off the front of the rim no good. You've joined us, whether you're watching on the YouTube stream or listening on newpalradio.com. Beech Grove leads at 19-13. 6:22 to go in the 2nd quarter, and Tompkins misses both free throws. Matt Brown has the rebound. Damon Hawken, a triple team, crosses midcourt, and he's fouled. Well, the Hornets was just a little too frisky on the arm there as Hawken tried to make the jump pass, and Cameron Brown fouled Hawken, so that's 1 on Brown. Hawken will inbound into the backcourt to Steele Brassfield. And then Hawken will bring it across midcourt. Cameron Brown steps out on him. Hawken slides to the left using Brown's screen. Tries to feed underneath to Brassfield. The pass a little too tall for him, out of bounds. That's 6 turnovers already for the Dragons. And I think if you're Trent Whitaker, that's maybe a number you want for a half, maybe a game, not 10 minutes of play.
It might be understandable being game number 1, but still, I think, yeah, the turnover game is absolutely the number 1 thing you want to try and limit. And you add on just the aggressive defensive play by Beech Grove, it's going to make things a little more difficult too.
Damon Tompkins with it on the wing. Feeds out top to Jeremiah Alexander, who's checked back into the game. Clears it to Cameron Brown right side. Bounce pass underneath, looking for Gavin Mitchell, posting his man up, and he draws a foul. A reach-around foul is going to be whistled on Eli Stevens, and he becomes the first Dragon in a little bit of foul trouble as he just got his 2nd. Kyle Bastian replaces Jarrett Whitaker in the Dragons lineup. Stevens will remain in the game for the time being. And the Hornets inbound to the block. Turnaround shot from Jordan Murphy may have been partially blocked. It was an air ball. Dragons get the rebound. Damon Hawken steps on the out-of-bounds line. Pass was a little too far for Hawken from Eli Stevens, and Damon caught it and landed awkwardly and stepped on the out-of-bounds line when he did. So the turnover, 7th of the game for the Dragons, gives it back to Beech Grove.
And a lot of these turnovers, it looks like, New Palestine's maybe kind of rush things, but they're trying to feed it down low to somebody, close around the basket, and there's just not a whole lot of room there to try to fit the basketball in.
Alexander clears to Tompkins, drives the lane, gets the ball to spin off the back of the rim and drop in. Damon Tompkins has his first two, and Beech Grove leads it by 8. Dragons break the pressure, feed it into the corner to Kyle Bastian. He'll sky it to Hockett between the rings. Now back into the left corner to Bastian, looking underneath. It's not there. And so the Dragons will work it back around to Hockett. Hockett draws contact, and he is fouled. And the Beech Grove fans don't like it, but Gary Hamilton had his choice of Hornets as to who he was going to call the foul on.
Yeah, I think they were looking for the travel, but there was Hockett beat his man. Then there was help side defense coming. Both of them looked like gave him a bump. So, yeah, referee had his choice.
Jordan Murphy is the one he chooses. That's his first. Matt Brown has it on the inbounds left side, clears it back out to Eli Stevens, skips it over to Brassfield. It's picked off as Alexander got to it, but Brassfield finds the loose ball on the floor. Roller derby finish. And we've got a tie-up that's going to go to Beech Grove on the possession turn, so that becomes the Dragons' 8th turnover.
And on that one, it looked like Stevens tried to throw a sky pass, try to get it over Alexander, and those aren't going to work for very long. Trying to get those chest passes or any pass above the head, those aren't going to work against this defense. Hornets
with the basketball and an 8-point lead. Alexander catches and knocks down a 3 from the left wing. 6th triple of the game hit by Beech Grove. They lead it 24-13, and now we've got a blocking foul coming on Jordan Murphy as Damon Hockett was bringing it up, and that's the 7th team foul on Beech Grove. And that's kind of one of those cases where when you are as physical in their press as Beech Grove is, you're going to foul. And now the Dragons are in the bonus for the remainder of the half.
Well, and for Murphy also, he just picked up his second, so he's going to have to take a seat, but he got those within a minute of each other.
Hockett misses the front end of the one-on-one, but the rebound's tipped into his hands. And he's able to clear it to Brown. Baseline jumper from 15 goes down. Matt Brown has 7. And the Dragons trail it by 9.
That's good to see for Matthew Brown. I know last year he tended to get into some foul trouble early on. He's doing a nice job here so far, and he's kind of pacing the way for the Dragons with 7.
And Coach Mike Renfro from Beech Grove wants a timeout with 4:05 to go in the second quarter. The Dragons trail at 24-15. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
You're listening to The Dragons on newpalradio.com.
4:05 to go in the second quarter. Beech Grove with a 24-15 lead in the basketball coming out of the timeout. Curry Alexander, a new face in the game, Jeremiah Tate. Also out there, Gavin Mitchell and Edward Taylor for Beech Grove. Alexander clears to Curry, right wing. Feeds for a catch and shoot from Edward Taylor at the right elbow. He knocks it down. Taylor's 4th point, and Beech Grove back up and by double figures. It's 26-15. Beech Grove just looks very comfortable with its offense right now. Dragons working it out high. Kyle Bastian has it on the left wing, takes one dribble, whips it over to Damon Hockett, top of the key, and he's held. That's Edward Taylor's second foul, so both Beech Grove starting forwards now have 2, and Rylan Horn has 2 off the bench as well. Hockett back to the free throw line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 8th team foul. Burgess in, Brown out for the Dragons, and you take your 6'4" center out and you get markedly bigger, but that is the case as Burgess at 6'8". And Beech Grove also brings Bryce Brown into the game for the first time. He's a 6'4 sophomore. Hockett rattles the first free throw good. So he will get the bonus.
I believe Coach Whitaker, he's played at least 8 guys
Yes.
on the side of Beech Grove. Coach Renfro has put in at least 8 as well, so they're going very deep into their benches here game 1.
One thing Coach Whitaker has said about this team is he likes its depth. And Hockett hits both free throws. 26-17 is Beech Grove's lead, 3:20 to go. They work it out high to Jeremiah Tate to the left side to Curry. He pitches it to Alexander, top of the key, back to Tate, right wing. They'll dribble it to the free throw line. We have an offensive foul. Away from the ball, an illegal screen on Jeremiah Alexander. That is his second foul, and just the second turnover for Beech Grove in this game as well. Jarrett Whitaker replaces Eli Stevens in the Dragons lineup as Eli sits with a pair of fouls, although he's played a handful of minutes with those 2 fouls. Damon Hockett will bring it across for the Dragons, who trail by 9 as we tick to the final 3 minutes of the first half. Hockett slides to the right side, feeds Burgess. Right block, loses the handle. It's loose and taken away by Curry of Beech Grove. 9 Dragon turnovers. Curry pulls up from 18, top of the key off the dribble and scores. He's got 8. And Beech Grove back up double figures. It's 28-17.
Well, Curry did all that by himself. Just drove it down his side of the floor, got inside the three-point line, and just rose up. So smooth, so quick. Beech Grove has a lot of guys that seem to be able to do that. They can do offense all by themselves.
Jarrett Whitaker wants 3 from the left wing, and he knocks it down on the cross-court feed from Damon Hockett. That's the Dragons' first three-pointer of the game. They trail it by 8.
That's a big 3 also.
Curry drives inside and draws a foul. He'll shoot a pair. As Damon Hockett commits his second foul, so he becomes the second Dragon with a little bit of foul trouble. And Tim Cartwright, our official, over explaining to Trent Whitaker that Hockett just kind of displaced him with the body. Curry knocks down the first free throw. He was a 78% foul shooter last year. He now has 9 points to lead Beech Grove. This second free throw could give the Hornets a 10-point lead if he makes it, and he does just that. So he's in double figures, and Beech Grove's lead is 30-20. Hornets have led pretty much from the outset. They took the lead at 10-9, and they have not relinquished it since. They finished the first quarter with the last 8 points and extended it as high as 11. Steele Brassfield with it high right. Guarded by Mitchell, drives him to the lane, puts up a runner. It's off the back of the rim, won't go. Rebound bounced out toward the Beech Grove bench, last touch by New Palestine. And so the Hornets will gain possession. Eli Stevens will check back in.
I thought that runner was about to go down for Brassfield, and I'm almost positive there's a Beech Grove player that kind of yanked that, grabbed that net, yanked that goal down almost.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw that. Because I thought the same thing. It looked like a Beech Grove player may have grabbed the net, but that would have been a goaltending call had it been seen, but it was not. So the Hornets with possession. Curry on the wing. Clears to Brown in the corner. He wants 3. Contested over Whitaker, and Cameron Brown knocks down his second triple of the game, and it's a shooting gallery. That's the 7th Beech Grove three-pointer of the night. They've got their biggest lead at 13.
Oh, and they got so many threats, it seems like, from downtown. We're going to go down this whole list of guys that have not only scored, but they are contributing from beyond the arc.
And the Dragons are going to go to the free throw line as Bryce Brown bumped Steele Brassfield on the drive. And you can tell Brassfield really trying to put this team on his shoulders as the veteran coming back. You say he's a veteran, he's a junior, but he had a lot of varsity experience last season. Started 9 games and was the 6th man essentially for the other 17. He knocks down the first free throw.
And he's going to want to see him and his squad try to finish out this 120 as strong as they can, because it's at a 12-point lead for Beech Grove right now. You don't want it to get any larger going into halftime.
Brassfield knocks down both free throws. He has 6 points all in the second quarter. The deficit is 11 with 1:15 to go. Jaden Curry with it on the left side. Clears it to the right side to Tate. Back to the top of the key to Cameron Brown. It's Curry left wing. Takes one dribble, launches an 18-footer. It will not go. Rebound tracked down in the corner and into the hands of Jarrett Whitaker. It was saved to him by Kyle Bastian. Stevens drives, and we have a whistle and a discussion amongst the officials. A travel is called. Beech Grove wanted a charge. The Dragons wanted a block.
Coach Whitaker wants a shove.
And Tim Cartwright just said, nope, it's a travel. And whatever the case, it's the 10th turnover. And so nobody's happy.
We were waiting for a charge or a block, yeah, and we get a traveling violation.
Final minute of the first half. Beech Grove with an 11-point lead in the basketball, and Gary Hamilton sees an illegal screen on Jeremiah Tate. That's the third Beech Grove turnover, and 2 of them have been illegal screens.
I was just about to say that. Most of them have been guys moving on the screen.
Matt Brown, Damon Hockett replace Luke Burgess and Steele Brassfield? No, Jarrett Whitaker in the Dragon lineup. Brassfield was heading over toward the bench to inbound. So it's Brassfield, Hockett, Brown, Stevens, and Bastian, the original starting 5 for the final 45 seconds of the half. Hockett on the bounce right wing. Feeds Bastian top of the key, clears it to Stevens left wing. Back up to top for Bastian. Will hand off to Steele Brassfield to reset the offense. 30 seconds to go in the half. Brown comes out to set the screen for Brassfield. He drives inside, pitches to Hockett, curls down the lane, pitches out to a wide open Eli Stevens. His 3 grazes the front of the rim, but gets his own rebound. Puts up a hanging shot from the baseline. Can't get it to go, and an acrobatic save by Tate. Gets it into the hands of Jaden Curry for Beech Grove. They'll have the final possession of the half. 9 seconds to go as Curry, guarded by Brown. Curry in the high circle with 5. Begins his drive. Fades to the left side. Hesitation dribble right down the lane. Puts up a scoop shot. It won't go. Beech Grove coaches want a foul, but none forthcoming. And it's halftime in the Dragons' Den. Beech Grove with a 33-22 lead over the New Palestine Dragons. We're going to take a break. Come back with our D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care halftime show. That comes up right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Halftime at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trailing Beech Grove 33-22 in this season opener. And interestingly, this is the 50th meeting that we have recorded between the Dragons and Beech Grove. The reason why I say that we have recorded, the first meeting is in 1928, which is the first season for which we have full records for New Palestine. So it's likely they played before then. The Dragons have won 2 straight in the series the last 2 years, but Beech Grove right now with an 11-point lead. And one thing, Jared, I think that I noticed in that first half was Beech Grove looks really comfortable shooting the basketball, and they have been successful maybe making the Dragons play a little faster than they want to play, and that has led to some turnovers in New Palestine and therefore some extra possessions for Beech Grove.
Right, their aggressive defensive play. We saw a little bit of full court pressure that New Palestine, although was able to break it for most of the time. They did a nice job of that. Damon Hockett, I think, has done a real nice job kind of leading the point, kind of being able to be the ones who break that press. But, yeah, their defense has been awfully aggressive, forcing a whole lot of turnovers, more than I guarantee Coach Whitaker is not happy with. But that'll be a topic of discussion, no doubt about it. And then, yeah, on the offensive side, they're looking really comfortable from every aspect of the floor. There isn't much going on as far as inside the lane. There's been a few drives here and there by some of their guards. Curry has done a nice job, able to kind of get to the basket. But their ability to kind of make New Palestine play fast, force those turnovers. And then on the opposite side, they have a lot of guys that are really deadly from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they are. We'll give you the halftime scoring numbers. But Beech Grove, 7 of their 12 field goals have been three-pointers. And that has been a big reason why they lead at 33-22. And we're going to bring in the athletic director in New Palestine High School, Al Cooper, joining us at halftime here. And, Coach, first half, it's a young team. It's a team that doesn't have a lot of experience, and obviously your starting point guard not available tonight as well. But there have been some things to like about this team, but obviously you can kind of tell they're kind of working out some growing pains as well.
The biggest thing that hits me in watching the Cecina scrimmage and tonight is our length. Our length is really, really good. But when you're playing against very quick, athletic people that are equally as lengthy at times, it kind of neutralizes it. So, but yeah, they've done a great job of moving the basketball, missed some key opportunities, a few too many turnovers, but I'm sure Coach Whitaker's going to be working on that. But all in all, first half of basketball this season, and in a weird year, not too bad.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that what practice has got to be like, and I know you coached this game for a long time. You've coached a lot of different sports. Coaches like consistency.
Yeah.
And this is a year where you're going to have anything but. Where you got players in and out of practice, players in and out of the lineup, and you just never kind of know what is going to come next. It's kind of every day has to be a new day.
Yeah. Right now, yes, that is absolutely correct. You don't know what you're going to get night in, night out. And the good thing, I think, for us right now is when you talked about Beech Grove earlier, hitting 7 3-pointers, I think, in the first half, something like that, shooting a pretty good percentage. But a lot of that's just has been because we've been a little bit lax in transition defense. So we get out on the shooters a little bit, we'll be okay. They have athletic ability. They can get a shot pretty much when they want sometimes. So, but our defense has been really, really good, and I think that's what Coach is looking for in a year like this. Can you hang your hat on a consistent defensive effort, which I think we'll get. We have great athletes that can play that kind of intensity with strength, and that's gonna bode well for us long term. So. But yeah, trying to just get kids to not turn the basketball over, rebound it well, and defend, and the offense will come on as the season progresses, I think.
And that's really kind of the key. And I know for you, we talked about this during the girls' game today. It's kind of a juggle, and I know you've had to make a couple of changes with the schedule, and one of them, a couple we can just announce today. The game scheduled against Eastern Hancock has been postponed. That will be made up at a later date, we hope. And the Greenfield Central game, just to kind of keep the crowds separate, we'll play the girls' game on Thursday now and the boys' game on Friday at Greenfield Central on the 10th and 11th.
I said that date incorrect today. Yeah. I think I said December 3rd. It's going to be the girls' game will be on Thursday, December the 10th, and the boys will be as scheduled on the Friday, December 11th. But yeah, I mean, just keeping everyone safe and separated right now is important. People doing their part with the mask is always a key, but it's difficult to manage, all aspects of an event when you have limited numbers. You've got you got to clean everything. I mean, we clean the basketball between quarters, so. I mean, that's just a protocol we've been able to do and keep our equipment cleaned up after we use it. So, like your bench here, we wiped your bench down today. We used it earlier. So, I mean, it just is what it is. And we're glad to be playing.
And that's the key.
I think our kids are excited to play. So that's kind of where we are right now, trying to continue to move forward and keep everybody safe. And that's our goal.
Yeah, and so, well, we'll enjoy the second half. We're ticking down toward the start of the second half. Both teams on the floor. Al Cooper, New Palestine Athletic Director, thanks for joining us at halftime.
Thanks, Andrew.
And so, Al Cooper joining us on the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care halftime show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Jarrett and I will bring you the second half action. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Second half action getting set to begin. Along with Jarrett Lewis, I'm Andrew Smith. The New Palestine Dragons trailing the Beech Grove Hornets 33-22. Let's go over the halftime scoring as we wrap up the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care halftime show. Matt Brown leading the way for the Dragons with 7. Steele Brassfield with 6. Damon Hockett scored 4. Jarrett Whitaker 3. Luke Burgess had a pair. Eli Stevens, Kyle Bastian, and C.J. Oliver all played but did not score for New Palestine. Beech Grove led by Jaden Curry with 10. Gavin Mitchell had 8 all in the first quarter. Cameron Brown had a couple of triples for 6. Edward Taylor scored 4. Jeremiah Alexander hit a three-pointer. Damon Tompkins had a basket. Julia Edwards, Rylan Horan, Bryce Brown, Jordan Murphy, and Jeremiah Tate all played but did not score. 11 players have gotten into the lineup for Beech Grove, and Coach Trent Whitaker has used 9 of the 11 he has dressed. And so New Palestine will begin the second half with the basketball. And we had a slight delay. And I think we're getting everybody's jerseys tucked in. And so fashion timeout. Now we can begin. It's second half action. Damon Hockett to Brassfield. They'll work it through Bastion to the left wing. Feed Brassfield cutting to the left side of the lane. Posting up Curry. Brassfield takes it to the middle. Fall-away jumper won't go, but Steele will shoot a pair. As he tried to post up Curry and drew the foul. That's the first on Jaden Curry.
And even though that shot doesn't go down, Steele really looks confident, I think, in every area of the floor right now. Of course, we know how good he is of a three-point shooter, but that time got a screen away from the ball, cut towards the middle of the lane, and then just kind of doing everything on his own, backing down his man and a fadeaway jumper.
And he missed them both. Rare double miss for Brassfield. And so the deficit stays at 11. Curry drives the free throw line, cut off by Hawkeye, lobs it underneath, looking for an alley-oop for Jordan Murphy, who didn't handle it, but Murphy gets it back, can't get it to go. Third time's a charm, however, as he gets this one to go down and draws a foul.
2 first attempts were pretty good defense, able to kind of deflect the ball, and Murphy still able to get the second chance, the third opportunity, and the third one was deadly because it's also made bucket, and he goes to the line.
3-point play opportunity for Murphy, and he completes it. And so Beech Grove's up by 14, and that's not the way you wanted to start. It's going to go from bad to worse as the Dragons turn it over against the press. Here's a block shot inside as they got it to Gavin Mitchell. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Beech Grove. Like Scott West was about to signal it was New Palestine ball and then pointed the opposite way. But yeah, for the Dragons, 2 missed free throws from your best free throw shooter. Then you give up a third chance rebound and a 3-point play, and then you turn it over. And needless to say, that's not how Trent Whitaker wanted to start the half, so he is going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. 7:20 to go. Third quarter, Dragons trail at 36-22 on newpalradio.com.
With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites.
You're listening to the Dragons on newpalradio.com.
Back to action, 7:20 to go in the third quarter. New Palestine trailing Beech Grove 36-22. And the Hornets looking to inbound. They do into the corner. Here's Edwards with it, or Murphy with it, and tried to clear it to Edward Taylor, and he was able to get it back out to Jaden Curry, who will reset the offense. Jeremiah Alexander with it left wing, takes a couple of dribbles, feeds top of the key to Jordan Murphy, clears to Curry right side, guarded by Hockett. He directs traffic. Curry looking inside. Brown is walling his man off, so they go high-low underneath for a lay-in by Edward Taylor, and Beech Grove starts the half with a 5-0 run and leads it by 16.
Just a real quick high post find, and then once Murphy has a grab of it, he dumps down quickly.
And the Dragons break the press. Matt Brown all alone under the basket for his 9th point, and that stops a quick 5-point run Beech Grove had to start the half.
A little bit of what we saw in that first half. New Palestine doing a nice job of breaking the press and doing it quickly. Steele picks up this one.
Yep, Steele Brassfield will be called for the foul, trying to go for a steal, and that's Steele's second. So Stevens, Hockett, and Brassfield all have 2 for New Palestine. Beech Grove also has 4 players with 2 fouls. Curry with it on the wing, bounces low block to Edward Taylor. Trying to face up Brown, backs him down, turns to the middle of the lane, fires one off the backboard, no good. Good defense by the Dragons, and Brassfield has the rebound. Still bring it across the timeline for New Palestine. We played a minute 55 of the second half. Brassfield top of the key, launches a 3 off the dribble. Front of the rim, no good. And the rebound is cleared by the Hornets, Jeremiah Alexander. Curry bounces it ahead to Taylor. His shot is blocked, and Hockett tracks down the loose ball. Damon brings it up. 1-on-2. Drives, can't get it to go. Kyle Bastian has the rebound knocked out of his hands, but Brassfield rescues it on the right wing. Out top to Bastian, 3 in the air, around and no good. Matt Brown with the offensive rebound. He's tied up, tried to save it inbounds, but threw it away. And here is Jordan Murphy. Has a shot blocked from behind, but he is fouled. As Beech Grove was able to leak Murphy out behind the defense, and the Dragons had to rush back, and Kyle Bastian fouled Murphy. And so back to the free throw line, where Jordan Murphy has recently completed a 3-point play, and he's trying to give the Hornets a 16-point edge.
Well, great effort on the other end by Brown going after the rebound. He got a hold of it. I think he got batted out of him and maybe off his leg, and he tracked it down before it went out of bounds, tried to throw it off of a Beech Grove player, and came up empty with that attempt.
Murphy hits the first free throw, his 4th point, all in the second half. Rylan Horan checks in for Beech Grove. He replaces Edward Taylor, who sits with 6 points. Murphy now has 5 as he converts the 2 free throws, and Beech Grove back up by 16. Dragons inbound to Eli Stevens. He'll rush it across midcourt, stop at the top of the key, and clear it to Brassfield high left. He'll work it around to Brown, left block. Faces his man up, goes to the right hand, middle of the lane, and scores. Matt Brown's got 11.
Beautiful move by Matt Brown. Little hesitation. He fakes one way, goes back to the other side over his left shoulder. Nice move by him.
Gavin Mitchell for Beech Grove. Clears it back out to Horan. Now to Curry, top of the key. His team with a 14-point lead. Curry drives down the right side of the lane, pitches out to Alexander, who launches and drills a 3. Jeremiah Alexander's second 3 of the game, and the Hornets 8th.
If this was 2K, Beech Grove would have they'd have the microwave on from downtown.
Stevens tried to throw it underneath for Brown and threw it away. 12th Dragon turnover was picked off under the basket by Murphy. Hornets push it ahead to a wide open Rylan Horan, who knocks down another 3, and now it's a 20-point lead for Beech Grove. And the Dragons nearly threw it away. They did. Matt Brown tried to rescue a cross-court pass and couldn't. And so it's another turnover, and This is kind of unraveling fast on the Dragons, and Trent Whitaker wants another timeout. 4:32 to go, third quarter. Beech Grove with a 46-26 lead. It's a full timeout. We'll take one as well. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com.
And we're back to action. Jaden Curry knocked down a second chance shot for Beech Grove. The Dragons push it ahead, and Matt Brown lays one in for his 13th point. 48-28, Beech Grove leads. Curry with an NBA three on a catch and shoot from the right side. He knocks it down. And the Hornets are out here playing horse. That's their 10th three of the game.
That's exactly what I was about to say. A little game of horse just from everywhere downtown. Get a foul on the other end.
They lead it by 23, and they've scored 18 points in the first 4 minutes and 19 seconds of this quarter. Jordan Murphy commits his third foul on Steele Brassfield, and we'll have wholesale substitutions for both teams. Jarrett Whitaker, Luke Burgess, and C.J. Oliver all check in for the Dragons. They're out there with Brassfield and Stevens. Try to set Beech Grove's lineup as we get the chance. Whitaker to inbound to Brassfield, top of the key, loses the handle, and it's stolen by the Hornets, and they're off to the races again. Coming up the far side as Tompkins loses the handle, but the Hornets get it back. Curry, top of the key. Guarded by Brassfield. Clears to Alexander, left side. Alexander step back three with a hand in his face, and he knocks it down. Jeremiah Alexander with his third three, his 9th point. Now it's a 26-point Beech Grove lead.
Well, that's pretty good defense, but Alexander just, that one dribble move, step back, able to create enough space to rise up. And these guys, they're just plenty of guys on this roster that just have the green light, and they're dead eye from downtown.
Luke Burgess inside, tied up. He lost the handle, and then Alexander came in to take it away, and that's turnover number 15. And we say things have been unraveling. They have been here in the third quarter. The Dragons have been outscored 21-6, and Beech Grove is very comfortable offensively, and the Dragons have not been able to get a whole lot of looks, in part because of the sheer number of turnovers they have committed. Curry off the dribble, misses this one from 18. And the rebound pulled out of there by Jarrett Whitaker of the Dragons. Clear out top to Brassfield. 2:40 to go, third quarter. It's a 54-28 Beech Grove lead. Long skip pass to C.J. Oliver. Catch and shoot three out of the left corner is a little strong. And the rebound tipped out of bounds to Beech Grove. And one thing, too, the Dragons have hit just 1 3 in this game. And we know, watching Coach Whitaker's offenses over the years, you've got to knock down outside shots for this offense to really function. And the Dragons have had good looks, just haven't been able to get them to go down.
You sure do. And when you have a decent inside presence with Brown and Burgess, but the offense doesn't necessarily go through them. So, yeah, you're going to have these guards step up and knock down some three-pointers. You want to be as balanced as you can on the offensive end.
Beech Grove in possession. Brown, long skip pass to Edward Taylor. Clears into the right corner to Rylan Horan. Back out top, Damon Tompkins drives into the lane. Feeds Brown in the corner for a three. This one won't go. The rebound hit the top of the backboard. And then Luke Burgess able to clear for New Palestine. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Brassfield at the top of the key. Drives down the lane. Puts up a runner with left hand. Can't get it to go, but he'll shoot a pair. Rylan Horan commits his third foul.
That was one thing I was going to mention coming out of halftime after watching that first half was with how aggressive Beech Grove plays and how much they get up in your face with on-ball defense. I think it's key for New Palestine to try and drive to the basket, drive and kick as much as you can. Try to force fouls. If you don't make the shot, at least you might get to the free throw line, and this is an example of it with Steele Brassfield.
Brassfield makes the first, misses the second, and Luke Burgess is going to be called for a push on the rebound. It'll be Luke's first. Brassfield, 80% free throw shooter last year, just a shade under it, just 3 for 6 in this game. Beech Grove with a 25-point lead in the ball. Tompkins over to the right side. Cameron Brown now feeds Horan. Out top, they'll work it around to Tompkins on the left wing. Drives on Oliver, pitches into the corner. Brown takes one dribble, launches an 18-footer, and it rattles home. Cameron Brown's got 8.
Really good offense there by the Hornets. They run a set play, they stay patient with it, and they end up finding a good look.
Burgess feeds underneath to C.J. Oliver, and it's picked off by Alexander. He'll bring it the other way. No look pass into the corner for Tompkins on the right side. Takes one dribble, clears it back out. Now a 3-point look for Taylor, but he didn't take it. Instead, he worked around to Horan, who knocks down a turnaround jumper from the left baseline. Horan's got 5. Beech Grove with 25 in the quarter, leads it by 29.
I don't remember the last possession where Beech Grove didn't score on offense.
Dragons are able to send it long to Luke Burgess, and he catches and lays it in. Cuts Beech Grove's lead to 58-31. Alexander with it right side. Goes to the free throw line, pitches out high to Cameron Brown. Back up top, Edward Taylor drives right side of the lane. Ball's knocked free, out of bounds, last touched by the Dragons, and so it will stay with Beech Grove. A couple substitutions. Ian Stevens makes his first appearance for the Dragons. He's a 6'4 sophomore. And Jeremiah Tate returns for Beech Grove. 35 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Hornets have outscored the Dragons 25-9 in this quarter and have broken this one open as a result. Inbounds pass comes to Taylor. He'll clear it back out top to Tompkins. Back into the corner for a catch-and-shoot 3 from Cameron Brown, but he traveled before he could get the shot off. Just the 4th Beech Grove turnover. The Dragons 16. When you're minus 12 in turnovers, that's a lot of extra possessions, and Beech Grove's been able to take advantage. Ian Stevens takes it up the left side, puts it off the glass and scores. Dragons break the press, and Ian Stevens scores his first 2 of the season.
Nice, comfortable but aggressive approach to the basket from Stevens, able to take on the much bigger Taylor.
Tompkins to the elbow, clears it back out top to Cameron Brown for Beech Grove. 7 seconds to go in the quarter. Brown to the right side, may have gotten away with a walk. Brings it out to the volleyball line, takes it to the right side, launches an off-balance 3, and it's no good, and that's how the third quarter will end. Beech Grove Hornets outscored the Dragons 25-11 in the quarter, lead at 58-33 as we head to the final 8 minutes. We'll take a break, come back right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our 2 doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
You're listening to the Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Fourth quarter action beginning at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trails by 25. Eli Stevens drives the right side, can't get the shot to go. We have a whistle and a foul on the rebound. And this will go on New Palestine. And we're opposite of the scorer's table, so it's not always easy to see the fouls being signaled. That was the second on Luke Burgess. Dragons showing a little bit of full court pressure. The Hornets break it. Tate into the corner. Gets rid of it and then gets it back. Brings it out high to Cameron Brown, over to the right side to Tompkins. And he's hand-checked by Ian Stevens. It's Ian's first foul. 6th on the Dragons, so the next one will put Beech Grove in the bonus. Cameron Brown catches the inbounds pass, right baseline. Working on Whitaker. Clears it out for a turnaround three by Edward Taylor. That's an air ball. Everybody else has been shooting them. They've hit 13 threes in the game. Matter of fact, only 8 shots inside the arc Beech Grove has hit. Much of their offense has come from deep. C.J. Oliver to the free throw line. Clears to Ian Stevens. 3 in the air. Grazes the front of the rim. No good. And the Dragons have hit just 1 triple in this game. And the Hornets bring it across midcourt. Tate over to the right side. Catch and shoot 3 from Horan is good.
Well, they're still shooting them.
Yeah. And that's number 14 for Beech Grove. They're up 61-33. And yeah, when you get outscored 42-3 from behind the arc, it's going to often see that game get ballooned a little bit. Feet inside to Luke Burgess, turns kind of awkwardly as he was in the midst of a ton of traffic, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, Luke, anytime he's gotten a touch, seems to be kind of awkward with it. I think as the year goes on, Coach Whitaker's going to want to work with him, kind of, ease him into this varsity action, get him more comfortable working inside that lane.
Burgess, a 6'8 sophomore, misses the first free throw. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has 4 points. Dragons is a team 6 of 13 from the stripe. Substitutions for Beech Grove. Curry is back into the game, as is Gavin Mitchell. And looks like Jaleel Edwards is also checked in. Burgess hits the second free throw. That's his 5th point. Steele Brassfield will replace him as the Dragons go with a little bit of a smaller lineup. .6:33 to go. Beech Grove with a comfortable lead. Curry crosses midcourt as the Hornets break the press. They push it ahead to Gavin Mitchell, who scores his 10th point.
Boy, in a blink of an eye, they get the ball over the half-court line, and they have somebody around the basket trying to put it in.
Eli Stevens out to Ian Stevens. 3 in the air from the left wing is off the front of the rim, no good, and Edwards has the rebound for Beech Grove. Edwards being hounded by C.J. Oliver as he crosses midcourt. Clears it out high to Mitchell. He'll split a double team, head down the middle of the lane, and score. Gavin Mitchell just went right down Main Street with a lot of contact. And was able to finish through that. And Gary Hamilton apparently took exception to something Gavin Mitchell said on the follow-through, because he just quickly gave him a quick talk, and we're back to action. 31-point Beech Grove lead, as they've outscored the Dragons 7-1 in the 4th quarter. Brassfield has it left wing. Launches a 3 off the dribble, and he'll shoot 3 free throws as he was hit on the follow-through. Gavin Mitchell commits his first, and Brassfield will go to the line for 3. He's 3 for 6 tonight. Steele's got 7 points. Matt Brown leads the way for the Dragons with 13 of their 34. 5:45 to go in the ball game. Brassfield's first free throws around and in. There's 33-22 at halftime. Beech Grove has added 32. The Dragons just 13 here in the second half. Brassfield's second shot, good. He's got 1 more coming. This would put him in double figures. Matt Brown will replace Ian Stevens in the Dragon lineup. So it's Bastian, Oliver, Brassfield, Brown, and Whitaker on the floor. Brassfield misses the third, so he hits 2 out of the 3. And he's sitting at 9 points. Curry across midcourt, looks his man off, drives down the lane, draws the foul. So Jaden Curry to the line. That's going to be Brown's first foul. And something you said earlier, he would, I think foul trouble was an issue for him last year. That we're at 5:38 of the 4th quarter, and that's when he picks up his first tonight.
Yeah, he's played pretty solid defense here so far, keeping control of that lane. Beech Grove, with the exception of Curry and maybe a few others, Curry, he's been the best player tonight on both sides, able to shoot from outside and drive to the lane. But yeah, Brown's doing a nice job of keeping control of that lane, not giving off too many offensive boards.
Well, to your point, Beech Grove's points aren't coming from inside as the Dragons turn it over again. Pass went through the hands of C.J. Oliver out of bounds. Their points aren't coming from inside. They've had 14 threes in this game and a number of shots from just inside the arc as well. Cameron Brown brings it across midcourt, feeds over to the left side. Gavin Mitchell elevates and knocks down a 15-footer. Mitchell's got 14. That's now a 69-36 game. Brown catches, takes it into the lane, puts up a right-handed hook, and it was halfway down the basket and out. And again, it looked like one of the Beech Grove players touched the net. The Dragons are protesting, but to no avail. That's the second time that's happened in this game.
And I think it was the same player. I think it was Cameron Brown.
Curry misses the 15-footer. Brown tracks down the offensive rebound in traffic, and a timeout is called.
Yeah, I didn't think I was crazy the first time, but I'm definitely not crazy about the second time.
Yeah, I think Trent Whitaker's out wanting an explanation because that is the second time that's happened in this game where the ball has been on the rim and a Beech Grove player has grabbed the rim or has grabbed the net.
And you can see that. We can see the net right now. It's all out of sorts. It doesn't look like the other net on the other end.
So it's 69-36, and the New Palestine coaching staff has said its piece, and Beech Grove Dragons have not hit a field goal in this fourth quarter, and Beech Grove has outscored them 11-3, and it just kind of continued for the second half. And it's not going to erase a 33-point deficit, but you can tell a game like this is where you need your floor general, and Blaine Nunnally kind of emerged as that player last year, and not having him in the lineup tonight certainly has made a difference for New Palestine.
Yeah, absolutely. We expected to see some new faces in this new season, some guys to try and fill in and work that point. Damon Hawkins done a nice job, I think, of running the point for this team here tonight, but not enough output from the rest of the squad to try and help out with Nunnally's absence.
Bryce Brown misses a three. Ball saved inbounds to the Hornets. Jaleel Edwards elevates the free throw line, and he'll shoot a pair of free throws. It's been all Beech Grove in the second half, and Edwards was fouled on the shot by C.J. Oliver. That's C.J.'s first. 8th on the Dragons. This is a shooting foul, but Beech Grove will be at the line for the remainder of the half as Edwards scores his first point. Edwards is the 9th player for Beech Grove to score as he hits the first free throw and the second. It's now a 71-36 Beech Grove lead. C.J. Oliver across midcourt on the bounce. 4.5 to go in the ball game. Clears to Bastion, works it through Whitaker to the left side to Steele Brassfield. He'll feed Oliver out high. Feeds over to Bastion, left wing. Takes a dribble, brings it back out to Oliver. 2 dribbles and feeds Bastion into the corner. Catch and shoot. 3 is good. Kyle Bastion, second three-pointer of the game for the Dragons. His first 3 points. And the deficit is 32. Curry across midcourt, offensive foul.
Dribbling with that left hand, extended with the right arm.
C.J. Oliver took the charge. That's just the 5th Beech Grove turnover, and 3 of the 5 have been offensive fouls.
In that previous possession, good to see Bastion finally get one down. And he's not a whole lot of points for him tonight, but he's had some really good looks. His shot form looks great. He looks comfortable shooting the ball. Finally, it's good to see one go down for him.
Final 4 minutes of this one. Dragons in possession. Feed underneath for Brassfield is wide of him out of bounds, and it's turnover number 18. Eli Stevens will check back in, replacing Jarrett Whitaker. And a substitution for Beech Grove, Jordan Murphy will check back into the game.
18 turnovers with about 18 made shots.
Yeah.
Not going to do it for you.
Yeah, 14 made shots as a matter of fact. And here's a carry as Beech Grove was trying to break the press, and Bryce Brown just got his hand underneath the basketball and a little too much. And so it'll come back to New Palestine. 71-39 is Beech Grove's lead. 3:47 to go in the ball game. Steele Brassfield, catch and shoot three, right wing is halfway down the basket and out. Rebound to Beech Grove. They send it long to Jordan Murphy, and Matthew Brown fouls him. So that'll be Brown's second foul, and he was trying to block the shot. Got a lot of Murphy instead, and Murphy to the line where he's 3 for 3 tonight.
Dragon foul on Matthew Brown, his second. Team's ninth. Jordan Murphy at the line for 2 shots.
One thing that really impresses me about this Beech Grove team, Jared, is that they get the ball out in transition in a hurry. And they run the floor really, really well.
But they got so many guys to do it also. They got a whole lot of guards that are able to play the 1, to play the 2, to play the 3. I mean, they're very, very versatile. A lot of guys can do a lot of the same things. And, yeah, like you said, they get that rebound. They are looking up the floor in a hurry. And sometimes they'll have the ball, catch, throw, shot within 3 seconds.
Murphy misses the second free throw, and Kyle Bastian is fouled on the rebound by Jaleel Edwards. And that is the 7th team foul on Beech Grove. So we'll make the 84-foot walk to the other end, and Bastian will go to the line to shoot a 1-on-1. After he hit the Dragons' so far only field goal of the 4th quarter not long ago. And he hits the front end of the 1-on-1 to get the Dragons across the 40-point mark. He's got one more coming. Kyle with 3, 4, and now 5 points. All in the 4th quarter, 72-41. Dragons showing some full court pressure. Beech Grove breaks it with ease. Feed up the left side. A reverse layup won't go from Bryce Brown, and Matthew Brown clears the rebound for the Dragons. Quickly across midcourt is Brassfield. He'll take it down the lane, split a double team, go a little too strong with the left hand. Rebound loose on the floor. Taken out of there by Jordan Murphy, and there was just a little too much contact. They're letting him play, but just a little too much contact on the rebound, and Matt Brown is called for his 3rd foul, and Murphy will go back to the line.
Yeah, Matthew was relentless trying to go after that basketball. That's what got him with that foul.
Jordan Murphy will shoot the double bonus, 2 shots.
And that's the 10th team foul, so this is a 2-shot foul now for Murphy, and he hits the first free throw. It's his 7th point. Beech Grove up 73-41. Murphy's got one more coming, and he missed the second. And the rebound loose on the floor, pinballing around. It's taken away by Murphy. Beech Grove with another possession. Alexander drives right side of the lane, shoots over Brown, can't get it to go. Ian Stevens with the rebound for the Dragons. He'll clear to Eli Stevens. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Dragons trail at 73-41. Stay tuned for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care postgame show. Steele Brassfield is open for 3, top of the key, knocks it down. Steele now with 12 points. And Beech Grove's lead is down to 29. Alexander launches a 3 and knocks it down with a hand in his face. And that's the thing, a lot of these threes have been contested for Beech Grove. That is their 15th triple of the game. Ian Stevens drives baseline and is fouled.
And in that first half, I think New Pal struggled to close out more aggressively on these 3-point shooters. They've done a much better job in the second half of doing that, but still, Alexander's able to just, call a full isolation and say, I'm going to do it all by myself, make 1 or 2 dribble moves, and he's got enough space for his liking to rise up.
DeMonte Henderson commits his first foul, and this will send Ian Stevens to the line. Ian has 2 points on the night. Also played in the junior varsity game. He knocks down the first free throw. Dragons drop that one 65-34.
If you put Eli's hair on Ian's, you wouldn't tell that they switched haircuts because they look the exact same.
Eli's a senior. Ian's a sophomore. Ian hits both of the free throws. Cuts Beech Grove's lead to 30. Henderson inside, shoots over Burgess, can't get it to go. And the rebound tipped into the hands of Eli Stevens. Sends it ahead to Brassfield. He'll flush it. Steele Brassfield with the dunk. He's got 14.
You could see that one coming too.
Yeah, I think Steele wanted that one. It's been a frustrating night. And so at least you get a little bit of an exclamation point even in a loss. Here's a off-balance jumper from Jaleel Edwards at the top of the key that he knocks down. 78-48, Beech Grove leads. Ian Stevens wants 3 out of the left corner. Back of the rim, no good. And Edwards clears the rebound for Beech Grove. This game started to take on a bit of a YMCA feel as it's just end-to-end action. Damon Tompkins' shot is blocked out of bounds by Ian Stevens.
Yeah, there's no slow ball in it. Everybody's pushing it up the floor, and they're looking for quick shots.
Ian Raudebush has checked into the game for the first time for New Palestine. C.J. Oliver has also checked in, as has Jarrett Whitaker. 1:45 to go. Beech Grove in possession. There's a feed out top. Oliver tried to knock it free, but spinning away from him is Jeremiah Tate, who launches and knocks down a three, the 16th for Beech Grove in the game. It's 81-48. Dragons with possession. C.J. Oliver launches a three from the left side. It will not go. Rebound tipped right into the hands of Luke Burgess, and he lays it in for his 7th point. 81-50, 1:15 to go, and the Dragons force a steal. Oliver in the backcourt is bumped by DeMonte Henderson, and Scott West had no choice but to call that because Henderson bumped him onto the midcourt stripe, and that would have been a violation. So C.J. Oliver to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. And C.J. scores his first point as he knocks down the free throw. 8th different Dragon to appear in the scorebook in this one. 81-51. Beech Grove scored 48 points in the second half. Oliver misses the second free throw. The rebound pinballs around. Raudebush keeps it alive and does. Feeds it underneath to Ian Stevens. Catches and lays it in. Ian Stevens has 6 off the bench. Final minute. Dragons still down 28. They've managed to make the score a little bit more respectable. Edwards dribbles it off his foot out of bounds.
Trying to get a little too cute with it, and right away Coach Renfro saying, get rid of the ball. It's too much dribbling. Don't try to do it all on your own.
49.6 seconds to go. Ian Raudebush brings it across to C.J. Oliver, right wing. Hands off to Jarrett Whitaker. Thought about the three. Instead, he'll drive. Pitch it underneath to Burgess, who lost the handle, and it's picked off by Beech Grove. Jeremiah Tate goes coast to coast. Can't get the shot to go, but he'll go to the line for a pair. Oliver commits his second foul. As this game, especially as it's gotten a little bit out of hand here, the score in the fourth quarter is turned into kind of a rather sloppy affair at times, as I think both teams, guys are looking to get their points. Go to the basket. Tate splits the 2 free throws. He makes the first, misses the second. Final half minute. Dragons push it ahead to C.J. Oliver, who lays it in. Long pass from midcourt to Oliver, and he scores his 3rd point. 20 seconds to go. Dragons full court press, and Beech Grove breaks it. Tompkins clears it out to Bryce Brown. Back to Tompkins in the high circle. Looks like Beech Grove's going to try to hold it, but the Dragons aren't going to let him. They knock it free, but it comes back to Tompkins with 6. Clears it back out top to Edwards with 3, with 2. He'll dribble out the clock, and that'll do it. As the Beech Grove Hornets knock off the New Palestine Dragons 82-55 this evening. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care post-game show. Tell you how this happened and more, all coming up right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites. All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, Call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
Now, back to the action on newpalradio.com.
For the final time from the Dragons' Den tonight, New Palestine falls to Beech Grove 82-55. It's time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care postgame show. Let's go over the final scoring numbers for you. First for the Dragons, Steele Brassfield leads the way with 14 points. He had 4 field goals, one of them a 3, and he was 5 out of 9 from the line. Matthew Brown had 13 points, 3 shy of his career high. He had 6 points, 6 field goals, was 1 of 1 from the line. Luke Burgess had 7. He had 3 field goals, was 1 of 4 from the stripe in his first varsity action. Ian Stevens also making his varsity debut. Scored 6 with a pair of baskets, 2 for 2 from the line. Damon Hockett had a basket, was 2 of 3 from the line for 4. Jarrett Whitaker knocked down a 3. C.J. Oliver had a basket, 1 of 2 from the line for 3. Eli Stevens and Ian Raudebush both played but did not score for the Dragons, who had 19 field goals, 3 of them threes. New Palestine was 14 of 23 from the line. Beech Grove was led by Jaden Curry, who had 17 points. He knocked down 3 threes on the night. Gavin Mitchell had 14 points. He knocked down a pair of threes. And Jeremiah Alexander hit 4 threes for 12 points. Cameron Brown had 8, as did Rylan Horn. Each of them had 2 threes and a 2. Also, Jordan Murphy with 7 points. He had a basket, was 5 of 7 from the line. Edward Taylor with 3 baskets for 6. Jaleel Edwards, a basket, 2 of 2 from the line for 4. Jeremiah Tate also a 3, 1 of 2 from the line for 4. And Damon Tompkins had a basket for 2 points. Bryce Brown and DeMonte Henderson both played but did not score for Beech Grove. They had 28 field goals, 16 threes, and was 12 of 17 from the line. Hornets led at 16-9 after a quarter. Outscored the Dragons 17-13 in the second to take a 33-22 halftime lead. A 25-11 third quarter gave the Hornets a 58-33 lead after 3, and then a 24-22 fourth quarter allowed Beech Grove to finish this off 82-55. And Jared, I know when you look at that 82-55 scoreline, obviously it's kind of difficult to pull a lot of positives out, but I think a few things. Number one, the Dragons got a lot of experience against a very good team for some young guys that they're going to grow and they're going to grow up. And the one thing, look at no further than last year, a veteran team started 2-8 and was cutting down the nets in March. So, you're going to see some growing pains, especially with some young guys, especially without your floor general, and Blaine Nunnally was not in the lineup tonight. And so, all of that. Still, I think some good things happened, especially, in terms of once the Dragons slowed down and really kind of ran their offense, they got good shots. They just weren't able to knock them down at times.
And I'm sure Coach Whitaker is probably thinking or saying something along the lines of, that was a really good ball club you just played, but the rest of your season could be like that, and especially come sectional time, the teams are going to be like that. So how do you want to approach the rest of the season? You know, do you want to get better? Do you want to play better basketball than you did tonight? And I think the Dragons would be up for that challenge because they know they're going to play some much tougher teams, maybe even much tougher than that Beech Grove squad. And for game one, Beech Grove looked really solid. I mean, every guy. I mean, at least, 9 different scorers, maybe 10 for Beech Grove tonight?
They had 10 scorers out of their 12 who played, yes.
I mean, that is very good contribution from everybody. Very balanced scoring, very balanced attack. And, you know, their guards were able to drive to the lane, get to the foul line a couple times, but their three-point shooting, I mean, we hit on it the whole entire night, every single quarter. It was lights out. They shot the lights out tonight from downtown, and that was ultimately the difference. And you add on the turnovers, which happened to be more than the made field goals probably for New Palestine, and that's what you're going to get. So I guess you'd rather see this in game one than later down the road, but I know Coach Whitaker will have his guys ready for their next game coming up.
And Coach Whitaker joins us on the post-game show as the Dragons fall tonight to Beech Grove, and Coach, first of all, I know you've got a lot of younger players, a lot of new guys. Tonight was a night where kind of baptism by fire a little bit as they had to play a very good team right off the bat.
Yeah, they did, and they played a very good team that shot the ball extremely well.
Yeah.
I don't know stats right now, but it was an impressive shooting display by the Hornets tonight. Obviously, part of that's due to our not contesting shots at times, but at the same time, you knock it down the clip like that, you're going to score. But yeah, we got young kids that honestly, it was their first. We had 2 kids tonight that had any varsity experience that meant with like minutes that really mean something, and it showed. I saw a lot of good things from some of the new guys that came in, and saw things we need to work on, and that's what we'll do.
And I think one of the things too with your veteran players, you know, in Matt Brown is somebody who you've relied on for defense and rebounding, and he did a solid job controlling the interior. Beech Grove did not score inside tonight. Their points all came from deep, but offensively he contributes with 13 points as well, and I know that's something going forward you're going to need out of him, especially to kind of loosen things up to allow your shooters.
Definitely a new role for him, and one that he's embraced. I mean, any kid wants to score. Last year he was in a situation that he had to, you know, defend and rebound, and he's still doing that for us. But now we're going to look to kind of get him in the post a little bit, some touches, and score the basketball. And I thought he did a great job tonight. He was one highlight for the Dragons.
And I think as well, you didn't have Blaine Nunnally tonight. It's kind of your floor general, a guy who's got a lot of varsity experience, even though he's a sophomore. And so, you know, we talked about this a couple of years ago when Maximus was out. This is an opportunity for other players to step up and get some vital game action in different roles, and that could pay off down the line for you.
It would. I mean, it's too bad that, you know, it's game one. It'd be nice to get some of those guys some, you know, a little bit smaller experience than put in that situation, especially against a team that presses. We knew right off the bat they were going to come after us, and you know, even before the game, you know, Coach Renfro he led off with, "Man, I hear you're down with, you know, down Blaine," and he didn't smile about it, but I think he was. He had a mask on, so I don't know. But you know, they took advantage of it tonight, and you know, but the nice thing is it's a game. It's Beech Grove. We talked about we want to win every game, but at the same time, it's non-conference. It's non-sectional opponent. It's a game that we can learn from, and we just got to make sure we, you know, stick together. And those 18 guys believe in the locker room, and we'll be back Monday ready to go.
And now you get a week to get ready for Rushville next Saturday night. Always a tough place to play, but and so another opportunity to get better.
That's the name of the game. Yeah. You know, one thing we pride ourselves on is, you know, come March we're a tough out, and that's and we're going to be. We'll get there. You know, I believe in a lot of those kids, but you know, that's a team that just came after us, and we were kind of wide-eyed a little bit early, and you get a deficit like that, and like I said, the second half, I don't know what they shot, but every time they shot the ball, it went in.
It was lights out, and a lot of those were with a hand in the face too. And,
we did better in the second half contesting shots, which is, you know, strange they hit them, but you know, kudos to them, and like I said, Coach Renfro does a great job, and they were ready to play.
And so, and I know we'll look forward to the next game next week against Rushville. Unfortunately, not able to play Friday night against Eastern Hancock, but we'll get a chance to see the Royals at some point later on this year. But we'll see you in a week. And
all right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us on the Postgame Show, the D&D Strictly Storage Best in Sight Family Eye Care Postgame Show. Trent Whitaker, the head coach of the Dragons, will bring Jarrett back in here. And again, I think just as we were talking, I think really the theme of the game tonight, experience for the Dragons. And, wow, Beech Grove just shot lights out and really was able to play the game at their tempo tonight. And so it's a learning experience for this New Palestine team. They'll get better for it for next week.
Yeah, Coach Whitaker brought it up how, a lot of guys that didn't have very much varsity experience, if any, and they're playing some valuable minutes. And some guys at times looked comfortable. At times they may look like they didn't want the basketball, but I think that's just how it is. It's game one typically, and you're dealing with a whole lot of different factors and aspects that go into the game as well, dealing with the COVID stuff. Might have games getting canceled. Practices may be a little bit different, just things that you have to adapt with, and that's going to be, I think, the theme for this team is, how will they adapt with so many key guys graduating, so many young guys trying to step up and play key roles. How will they adapt as the season goes on? But also, we know this is a very solid team, a very dangerous team when it comes into the later months of the season, especially February and March when it really matters.
And that has been the case, and something that we'll point to is the Dragons will begin the season 0-1. They'll head to Rushville next Saturday night. Again, the game scheduled for Friday against Eastern Hancock has been postponed due to some COVID concerns with the Eastern Hancock program. And so we will play that game at a later date. And so the next game will be Saturday against Rushville. And then just a couple of other schedule changes. The following week, the Greenfield Central game scheduled for December 11th, will now be a boys-only game, JV varsity at Greenfield Central, rather than the girls-boys doubleheader. The girls will play on Thursday night and the boys on Friday, rather than JV on Thursday and boys and girls varsity on Friday. That's one change. And, of course, the Richmond game that was scheduled for 3 nights ago will now be played on Saturday, December 12th, here at New Palestine. So our next game and next broadcast will be Tuesday night as the Dragon girls basketball team takes on the Newcastle Trojans. That'll be a 7:30 varsity tip-off here on newpalradio.com, and we'll also have the YouTube stream on that as well. And then Saturday night, radio only, when the Dragons take on the Rushville Lions at Rushville. That'll be a 7:30 tip-off, and Mike Petrie will be joining me for that. Jarrett, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be hearing from you quite a bit this season as well, and an enjoyable opening night, even if we did not, even in spite of the outcome, a good opening night to get things started.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. We'll do this again, I'm sure, sometime soon. I'm looking forward to it already.
We shall. And so until Tuesday night when the Dragon girls host Newcastle, and Saturday night when the Dragon boys travel to Rushville, for Jarrett Lewis, this is Andrew Smith saying good night, God bless you, so long everybody. Our final score again, Beech Grove 82, New Palestine 55. This has been a presentation of the Crosscom Sports Network, newpalradio.com, and with the assistance of New Palestine High School Athletics.
Thank you for listening to Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Tonight's game was brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best in Sight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Thanks for listening. Join us next time for more Dragon action on newpalradio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.